All right, Alta Agents, this is Kevin Lauren. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today is a classic California fall day. It looks like it's crispy and kind of cool. So great morning for a webinar. We've got a lot of new faces on the line today. It looks like we've got a new agent, Micah Byrne. Mike, I think I surfed against you back in the 90s, if I'm not wrong. So good times back at the old California pro surfing days. So before I get too far into my presentation, and today, of course, we're talking about writing real estate offers, doing it correctly, putting together a offer letter, a lot of things that, you get excited about, you get a deal, you're going to write an offer, but it's got to be done very, very specifically. So we'll have Bill Seitz join us in a little bit. But before we get to Bill, we're going to bring Cameron Alley from Clearview Mortgage on the line. Good morning, Cam. How are you doing today?
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday to you. So what is happening in mortgage land today, Cam?
So we got a few updates for you today. Basically, rates the last about week and a half have kind of increased, which was kind of expected, but it will be very interesting to see what happens, to see if the 10-year Treasury kind of follows the job reports and economic reports as it usually has. If that is the case, I do assume that rates will be coming back down, but we'll just have to wait and see if tradition holds up. So as far as some interesting mortgage news, we've got FHFA is making desktop appraisals permanent. And word on the street is too that California is finally going to approve virtual appraisals in 2022. So what that's going to do is help with some of the demand issues that we're having and the shortage of appraisers. Also, it'll be quicker, it'll cost less. And that's probably, one of the themes of the future is more virtual appraisals that are based more on public data than actually getting someone to go out there and spend, an hour and a few more hours doing the report. So hopefully California will go ahead and make that permanent, and they will begin doing that because that'll save us a lot of time. And then very important, really good news is the conforming loan limits in California have increased from $548,250 to $625,000. And that is taking effect in 2022. But what's great is right now, there's only a couple lenders in the country that are honoring that. And we are one of them. So basically, if you have a client that was shopping at around, a little above 548 in, the Valley or any county that is not, LA or San Francisco or any of those that have the higher limits, you're going to be getting a lot better pricing. And what else is great is that you're not going to have to put as much down. So anything above 548, 250, basically you had to put 10 to 20% down because it was considered a jumbo loan. But now you can put down, 5% on a conventional loan, and that's going to help, more people get into a little more expensive homes at less of a price. So very important there. And that does affect 47 out of the 58 counties in California right now that their limits are currently 548, 250. So, pretty much all of California right now is that increase is going to affect it, and it's going to help your clients get more of a home and make more sense, because we all know that a house in California costs more than $548,000. So,
That's right.
But also more data is going to be released in mid-November for that, and they are saying that it could possibly be increased to 650,000 instead of 625 in 2022. So exciting stuff there. But that's pretty much all I have for you today. Unless anyone has questions about the webinar, I'll be on here. Feel free to ask, and I can pop on and answer them for you.
Awesome, Cam. And then also everybody just remember that we do have a chat feature. So if you'd like to just throw in a question in there as we're going, not a problem. We'll see if we can get an answer for you. That's very, very cool. And you can see, Cameron, I've got the 10-year Treasury graph. And so it's always, I am a kind of a visual person. So it's really cool to see the graph and see what the trends are. And yeah, that thing's been ticking up. And I hope you're right that it does kind of tick back down.
Me too.
All right, perfect. And then one more little kind of announcement is, of course, the new RPA coming up in 2022. That's going to throw everybody for a loop. So we want to get ahead of that. we're going to have our own Lauren Nowak join us probably 2 or 3 times before the end of the year. But we want you guys to, I've pulled up the car forums. So go to CAR and you can do the CAR RPA training with them as well. And I really, I expect everybody to do that. I know a lot of the agents have already done that. I know Harold Erickson and Jennifer and John Espinosa, they spent some time, going through that. Really important that we learn how to deal with this car form before we actually are using it. With that said, Bill, any other further comments on that note?
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Cameron. Glad to see Micah Byrne on the webinar. I know we were able to get him plugged in, so hopefully he gets a little snapshot into our company, what we do here every Wednesday, and any new agents, of course, as well, that have just recently joined. But yes, Kevin, in regards to the new purchase agreement, that's going to be a pretty heavy lift for everybody in the industry. I was actually spent some time with Lauren yesterday about other disclosure and other items, and we kind of spent about 20 minutes talking about it. And it's going to be a big, heavy lift. And so the more time we can do this on the front end via our company training, but also through cars training, it's going to prepare you to have an advantage, because I guarantee there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of transaction coordinators, there's going to be a lot of agents, it's going to be a lot of disruption probably initially with this. So the more prepared you are, the more familiar you are with it, the better you will be to be productive starting next year.
Yeah, that's a big one. Let's not be caught by that. All right.
Hey, we're giving warning now, right?
Oh yeah. There's been clear warning. So let's all get organized and make sure that we understand that form. Right,
so
cool.
This morning I wanted to spend a few minutes with everybody going through what I feel is the right way to present an offer. Doesn't mean that my way is the only way, but I'll tell you it is an effective way. And one of our agents, Crystal Barnes, she's a newer agent. She's got great energy. She has an amazing personality. She's going to be an all-star in this business, but she hasn't done a lot of deals. And she's in a very, as we all are, in a hyper competitive marketplace for getting buyer offers accepted. And I feel it is super, super important that you prepare an offer that's professional, that's organized, that looks good to the other agent, and you're going to stand out. Whether you might not get the offer initially, or maybe you end up getting it as a backup offer, it's kind of irrelevant. You will have success if you create good habits and do this. And so I helped Rick Bastian, one of our loan officers. You guys have heard him on the webinar, I'm sure, before in previous weeks. But he and his wife, Allie, they were looking to sell their home down in Point Loma and buy another property up in Carlsbad. I help them facilitate that. I do a few sales here during the year from time to time for friends and family per request. But I have developed a system, what I do when I'm presenting an offer. And in this particular case, we weren't the best and highest offer. Well, it all determines on how you say best, because there's other things besides price that also, encompasses what is best for the seller, right? But I put together an offer, a strong offer, wasn't the highest in price, but it had some attributes that were, the seller would definitely consider. And so I just want to start with the email first, Kevin, if you can.
Sure. Let's see. Was that the offer? Oh no, that's
it was just the actual, not the attachments, but just the email that I sent. There's a gentleman, his name's Dane. He's a pretty big agent down in Carlsbad area. He's got a full team. And so what I do is I will call the listing agent before I even write the offer, right? I'm trying to get as much information as I can from them. What are they moving out of state? Are they moving locally? Do they need a rent back? What is the seller trying to accomplish? How much time do they need? is there stuff that we can help them with, in that the more information you have, the better, right? If you go in just blind, you're not really touching their strike buttons. You're not attacking the things that they need. And so I had found out through conversation with him that they were going to stay local, but they, didn't really have a place to go. They wanted to sell the home, obviously on a hot market. They wanted to get liquid, and then they wanted to have some time to be able to purchase their home. So that was really good information. And so I'm just going to read this email because I think it's important. This sets the table for the whole thing. Okay, it says, "Good morning, Dane. Please find attached the offer for my client, Ali Bastian, and her family. She loves your client's home and is so excited to have the opportunity to purchase the property. Attached is a letter from them to your sellers that we hope you can present. Additionally, you'll see an addendum reflecting the seller rent back offer, proof of funds, and the pre-approval. Highlights to the offer are as follows." Okay, so then I bullet point this. Okay, I think this is really important. 21-day escrow. Purchase price to be $1,050,000. 59-day rent back at no cost to the seller. 10-day home inspection, 7-day loan contingency, no appraisal contingency. Now, the reason why I bold this and bullet point it, I want him to be able to really effectively scan this offer, know the highlights. Of course, he's going to go back through and make sure that everything measures up, but within 30 seconds to a minute, he already knows what this offer basically is. As long as I did what I said I was going to do, because he is going to go back and check it and make sure that all those things are in place. But he knows, wow, this is a strong offer, right? And he can, basically, know that straight away. I like the fact that it's the spellings. Make sure your spelling is correct. Double check that. If your punctuation's off and it's, you have words that are misspelled or not capitalized, that's still an eyesore. Make sure you take the extra minute to do that. I think that's really important.
Well, Bill, it's also, this whole thing is, that's a red flag for the selling agent, right?
Well, yeah, if you're not presenting yourself and your clients at the highest level, it's I don't know, when I read things that don't have proper punctuation or proper grammar, it is a turnoff. And,
yeah,
unfortunately, it's just the way it is, right?
It just is, buddy.
So just, something to keep in mind. And then, please call or email me with any questions, and we hope to work with you, with your team on this transaction. Thank you, Dane, for presenting our offer. Okay, so from here, let's go to, obviously the offer is there, the proof of funds are there, right? So we have the offer, we have the proof of funds, we've got the pre-approval letter, and then we've also got this letter that I had Ali write on behalf of Rick and her family. So nice picture of Ali, Rick, and their little baby. And
always include a picture, right?
It brings the personality, their family brings
humanity to it, right?
A humanity, a person. Yeah, exactly. A personality to it. So important. There's humans are emotional people, at least most of the time. But unless you get that black-hearted seller who doesn't care, but most of the time, people are selling their homes. They want to know that there's a young family coming in. They want to know that their house is going to be taken care of. They've made all these memories in the home. They want to, it makes them feel well that there's going to be a young family coming into their neighborhood is going to enjoy the same things that they had for their children or for their family. So I'm just going to read this really quick. Dear homeowners, my name is Ali, my husband Rick. We've been trying to find a neighborhood for quite a while now and have fallen in love with yours. We think it's the perfect place to raise a family. We're expecting our second child in September and are looking for a little more space. Rick and I have been living in San Diego for over 20 years. We love to go to the beach, enjoy nice dinners at home with our close friends, and host barbecues. As soon as we entered your home, we immediately imagined ourselves making dinners in your spacious kitchen where we can all fit and having our girls play in your very welcoming backyard. Your nursery made us think of how much fun it would be to have the extra space for the girls to have their own rooms. Our first comment to each other after seeing your home was, the house is perfect, the energy is amazing, and we won't have to change a thing. I work in the health industry and my husband works with finance. We already have a mortgage pre-approval and are flexible about the date for your closing, for closing on the house. We realize that you have a newborn child and we will have one very soon. So we understand if you need time to find a place to call home. We so much want this to work out well for you as well for our family. Thanks so much for your time and consideration. We would be honored to live in the house and that you've made into a beautiful home. We look forward to hearing back from you. Sincerely, Allie. So very warm, heartfelt letter. You know, so what I had when you know, when our agents have trouble, you know, getting offers accepted, you know, if you take the extra time, this is a template, right? You don't have to do it this way. I think this is probably the most effective way that I've learned over the years to present offers. And I do this, I do this in every market condition. I don't do this just because it's a hot market and just change the way I do things. I do this every time. So I really encourage you guys, if you're not writing strong offers, or you're listening to this webinar and going, wow, I you know, maybe I should be doing that, or I should be incorporating this into my you know, into my procedure and what I do with my clients. You know, Crystal Barnes was having a terrible time getting offers accepted, and she was using Cameron, who was on previously with our Clearview mortgage team. And Cameron's like, hey, you know, she's writing all these offers, you know, nothing's getting accepted. You know, can you spend some time with her and review what she's doing right or wrong, blah, blah, blah. I said, of course. So I spent, you know, about 30-40 minutes with her last week and showed her this template and reviewed it with her and explained why we do these things. And her next offer was accepted. So it works. Not going to say it works every time. Of course, it's not going to work every time. But if we do this, we will stand out. We will have more success. And you'll also be perceived by your peers in the business as being a professional real estate agent, because you might be doing a deal with them down the road, or they may have another listing that comes up and they're going to remember you. You're going to remember that you were the guy or the gal that put together this professional offer, right?
Oh, for sure. This is, you know, it does set you apart from the other realtors. And so I think it's really important to do.
You know, the only other thing I would say you could possibly add, and I know Cameron and his team will do this for you if you guys are using Clearview. Hopefully you are, because they understand this backwards and forwards, is the DU approval. So I would say that's the only thing that I could say could be added there. But absolutely, with your contract and your inspection advisories, your baseline purchase agreement disclosures, proof of funds, right? Your DU approval, hopefully if you're working with someone like Cameron, a letter from your client explaining why they like this property, and obviously, what did I say, proof of funds, DU, pre-approval, letter, and you're going to look like a rock star. And if there's anybody else that does other things, I would love, you know, any of the agents that are on this webinar right now, if they have any things that they do that works well. Like I said, I'm not saying this is the end all be all, but it covers the whole spectrum of solid offer that showcases the ability of your clients to perform, who they are as people, and to have consideration. And on this offer, we actually didn't get accepted the first. So there was, I don't know, I think there were 6 offers on this property, and they didn't choose ours. I think this is a really important point as well. So we were lower in price, right? And by a fair amount. But what happened was the first offer that was accepted, I believe it was like a divorce situation. The gal was going to buy it and live there. She got, you know, emotional, you know, remorse or whatever, ended up canceling. And the agent came back to me because of this offer, and it was lower than the other ones. So what's important to note here is that even though we weren't selected on the first go and you know, they took another offer, he came back to me because of this professional offer, and we got it. We were in escrow within 10 days of them accepting the first offer. So, I mean, he circled back really quick. He wanted to make sure we were still around, and we got in there. So these things, even though they might not work, you think that, you know, it's not working on the first selection. There are a lot of properties that are falling out now because of appraisals, because of other issues. And even if people are waiving appraisal contingencies, you know, they can still get out of the deal if they know what they're doing. So you might have opportunities as a second or third buyer by presenting this well put together offer.
For sure. Now, Ann Harris just sent me a little article that says that the CAR has recently sent out a warning about, you know, using these letters, just because they have the potential for, you know, to be in violation of the Fair Housing Act. I think that's a little bit, you know, that's CAR for you. I think these letters they're not doing that. They're not, you know, really, you know, discriminating, you know, based on race or religion or family status or sex or nationality or disability, right? It's just a nice letter. So, you know, that's CAR for you right there.
What doesn't surprise me, I mean, we know everything these days gets chewed up and scrutinized.
Totally.
I think if it's a sincere letter, obviously, if the agent's doing a good job and vetting the agent and vetting where this is coming from and who's, you know, who's presenting this or you know, making the offer, I don't see any problem with this.
Yeah, and they've been used for many years very successfully. But I do appreciate you sending me that, Dan, of course.
Yeah, no, it's good to know what they're, you know, and you know, if anything, we'd like them to provide an example of what in their eyes is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Otherwise, to me, it's just like, okay, they're just covering their asses about, you know what I mean? It's just
100%. And so you read this letter over again, and it's nothing like that. It's not discriminatory. It's, you know, and says, I'd be careful in LA County. Yeah, that's a good point. LA County's bad with that stuff, huh? All right, cool.
No,
So,
100%. So that's just all I wanted to share. You know, everybody can obviously adopt their own thing. You know, if you're not comfortable with the letter and that's something you want to leave out, that's up to you. I'm going to continue to do it until it's illegal personally, but I think that the highlighting, the bullet points, you know, make it clean, make sure the punctuation's there, make sure you've got your pre-approval, your proof of funds, you've got everything buttoned up so it looks nice and tidy. And I guarantee you're going to have a lot more success getting offers accepted.
Right. And Joyce Bizarro says she made an offer recently, and the agent said, please do not send letters or pictures. So you're seeing that, but you know, again, do it if you can, right?
Well, you know, once again, it's always worked for me. I've been doing this for 20 years. Never had, you know, once again, you're going to have some dark-hearted people out there. That's just the nature of every business, you know?
For sure. So I put together just a little tips for writing a purchase offer that I'll include in when I send the replay out. So there's just, you know, kind of good things to keep in mind. Obviously, use the correct form, determine the price, make an initial deposit. But it's a good little read to go through and keep your, you know, your thinking correct. So, you know, obviously, you know, name your finance terms, include the contingencies, address possession in detail, spell out who pays the fees. So it's just a basic kind of overview of a good way to, you know, write real estate purchase offers. And then one other thing I wanted to share with you guys is on your agent marketing sites. Let me just share my other screen with you, one sec. So in the agent marketing system, you do have the ability, and so Ron Lejeune, he has recently purchased a list of homeowners. I think his list is in Mission Viejo, but what he's able to do is we're able to upload that into your agent marketing system, and then we're able to send those people specific emails. So he's created this, or I've helped him create this this email campaign that's just going to go out to all those people. And of course, we can add letters to this. So, over the course of time, we're going to be dripping information to all of those homeowners. And so, I wanted everybody to realize how easy it is. So once we have everybody into or you have uploaded that list, you can create your own email, and you can add an entire farming group, or in this case, this was, we called this Ticor Mission Viejo 1 because it was a list that we got through Ticor. And so we upload that into the system, and then we're able to just literally assign that entire group this email drip campaign. And so now, as we add letters to this, we just sent this out, I think, like last week or a couple of days ago. And so once we're adding letters to this, we're continuing to drip information to those people. So this is a really cool way to be top of mind. And of course, we sent this out, and one person, got back to us. Oh, this is horrible. I don't want your email, all that kind of stuff. That's to be expected. People get a little bit, I guess a little edgy when you're sending them emails sometimes. So of course you can opt out, which she did, and everything's fine, but you're going to run into people like that, obviously. So just wanted to remind people on this call that we do have this system, and you're able to effectively communicate with a large group of people just automatically. So keep that in mind. If you have questions about it, get a hold of me and I can help you with that.
Kevin, where did he get the list?
He got the list from Ticor.
Okay, was that the purchase list?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was a list of homeowners. And so Ticor has a couple of different groups that they use that you can buy lists from. I think I've got a couple of them.
Do you know what the cost was per name, or how do they do it?
I think he got about 900 names for, I think he spent about $400.
It's not bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
Have a pretty massive list to start dripping and farming.
Yeah, and I'm going to hopefully, not next week, but the following week, have another company come on, and they structure all different kinds of lists. And so I'm going to have them explain how you guys can use their service by lists, and be not just sending emails and drip campaigns, but hard copy mailers. I think mailers are absolutely not dead, but mailers need consistency. So you can't really expect to just send one mailer out and get traction. You've got to have repeat mailers going out and making sure that it's a repetitive kind of a thing. So yeah. All right, perfect. Well, like I said, anybody that has questions about that stuff, get a hold of me directly, and I will include the links in the replay. So Bill, anything else?
Nope. Just want to remind everybody, if you're not using a TC that's competent or not happy with your TC, I really want to encourage everybody to continue to get to know Lauren, use her services. She's amazing. She's our compliance officer as well. She'll make sure you get paid from escrow. You have no delays on getting your commission checks, which we really want to, keep allowing that to happen for all the agents that are doing a great job with their files, and make sure that you're up to speed with .loop. I'm not sure if we're still getting questions on that, Kevin, if people have gotten kind of through the initial kink on that, but
we've gotten a lot better, a lot less questions. People are getting the hang of it. Yeah.
Good. But Lauren's amazing. Please utilize her services if you can. Just streamlines the process, keeps you peace of mind with your compliance and your license and all that good stuff, and get paid as quick as possible. So
good deal. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being on the webinar. We really appreciate it. Get out there, make it a productive week and a great week, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday on the webinar. Have a great day.